cute as fucking shit.
My favorite really was probably the white buffalo. Though I really did like the ones about the giants and the Bigfoot.
I'd be curious to see if it's similar or so far from the thing of the famous white buffalo story. White buffalo calf woman is Lakota Sioux, not Cherokee. Apparently. It's one of the most sacred and well-known stories in Plains Native tradition, and misattributing it to the Cherokee would do a disservice to both nations. As the Cherokee are a southeastern woodland people, buffalo existed at the edge of their world, but not as central to the culture and spiritual tradition as they were to the Plains people. But maybe your mom had learned about it, and so she told a story about another tribe. Is that true? I have no idea. But that's what this thing is telling me. Belongs to Lakota, has been carried by oral traditions, is shared here with respect, not ownership. There was a long time when the Lakota people were hungry. Not the ordinary hunger of a missed meal, but the deep, hollowing hunger of a nation that had searched and found nothing. Because the buffalo had no come. The children were thin. The elders were quiet. Elders go quiet when, they're worried, but do not want to frighten the young. The chief sent out 2 young scouts to climb the hills and search the plains for any signs of the herds. The 2 men walked for a long time under a wide sky, seeing nothing but grass in distance, and then on the crest of a hill something appeared. A figure, walking toward them. As they came closer, they saw it was a woman, young and possibly beautiful, dressed in white buffalo hide that caught the light strangely. She carried a bundle on her back. She walked as though the earth was glad to hold her weight. One of the scouts felt something shift inside him when he saw her, not reverence, but desire. He leaned towards his companion. What was on his mind? Instead, what was on his mind? His companion grabbed his arm. Don't look at her. She's not an ordinary woman. But the first man did not listen or could not. He stepped toward her. Just then a cloud descended, white, luminous, strange, wrapped around both of them. When it lifted, the woman stood alone. Where the man had been, there was only a pile of bones and the small creatures of the earth already returning him to the soil. She looked at the second scout. Her eyes held no anger, only clarity. You have seen what happens when a man looks at what is sacred and sees only what he wants. Go back to your people. Tell your chief to prepare. Build a great lodge and gather everyone. The men, the women, the children, the elders. I am coming. And I bring something your people need. The scout ran. Part 2. Her arrival. The chief did everything she had said. The lodge was built and made ready. The people gathered, every one of them. Even the little mouse in the corner. Because she had every one of them. Because she had said every one of them. They waited. Even mistletoe, And she came walking across the plain, just as she had walked towards the scouts, unhurried, carrying her bundle, her white dress moving in the prairie wind. She entered the lodge and walked to the center and stood there, and the people felt something in the air change the way it changes before a storm. Charged, alive, expectant, she spoke. She told them who she was, a messenger, a bridge between the world the people could see and the world that held everything together underneath it. She had come because the people had forgotten, or were in the danger of forgetting, how to live in right relationship with the earth, with one another, with the sacred. She had come to give them a gift, and to teach them what it meant. Part 3. The pipe. What? That's not different. Okay. From her bundle, she drew out the chanumpa, the sacred pipe. It was made in 2 pieces, a red stone bowl and a wooden stem. She held them apart as she spoke. These 2 pieces are not yet joined. The bowl is the earth, red, the color of the living world. The wooden stem comes from what grows from the earth, reaches towards the sky. When you join them, fill the bowl with sacred tobacco, light it. You create a living prayer, a bridge between what is below and what is above, between the people and between the Creator. She taught them how to hold it, taught them the smoke rising was not just smoke. It carried words to places words alone could not reach. She taught them the 7 sacred rites, ceremonies for birth, for coming of age, for marriage, for healing, for the sweat lodge, for vision seeking, for keeping the soul of someone beloved after death. Each ceremony was a way of saying, we know that life is sacred. We are not wandering through it carelessly. We are paying attention. She stayed with them long enough to make sure they understood. She spoke to the woman and told them they were the backbone of the nation, that life came through them, that their work was holy. She spoke to the children and told them they were the future and must be treated as such. She spoke to the men about responsibility and what true strength looks like, that it faces inward as much as outward. She told them something about the buffalo. The buffalo will give itself to you because there's a sacred relationship between people and that animal. It will feed you, it will clothe you, it will shelter you. Every part of it is a gift. Honor that gift and waste nothing. Be grateful not just in the moment of receiving, but in how you live after. Part 4. When she had given them everything she came to give, she walked toward the door of the lodge and turned to look at the people one last time. Then she kept walking out onto the open plain. And the people just watched. She walked, and she began to change. First she rolled on the earth and rose as a black buffalo. She rolled again, and she rose as a brown buffalo. Again, a red buffalo. Finally, a fourth time, she rose as a white buffalo calf, the rarest creature on the plains, and she stood for a moment looking back at the people who watched in silence and in awe. Then she walked over the hill and was gone. And almost immediately from the other direction came a sound the people had not heard in too long, a low rumbling, a trembling of the ground, and darkness on the horizon that grew and resolved into what it was. The buffalo, thousands of them, coming. The people were fed. What it means. The Lakota say that the white buffalo calf woman did not simply visit once and leave the story behind like a closed book. She is still in the present world, in the pipe, in the ceremonies and relationship. When a white buffalo calf is born, even now, the Lakota receive it as a sign, a reminder that the sacred is still near. The covenant made on that long ago plain is still in effect. The old ways still hold power if the people choose to carry them. The story is not only history, it is instruction. Take care of what is sacred. Honor the gifts of the earth that it gives you. See the world with reverence, not just with appetite, but live as though everything is connected because it is. The Lakota have carried this story through every hardship their nation has survived. It belongs to them. Telling it here is done in the spirit of understanding, not appropriation, because a story this beautiful has to be known, and knowing it as something of us. We're done. That was brilliant. Well done. I don't know where that came from, but it was good. True form. Even the rolling around and turning different colors into, like, you know, the four horsemen at the end of Revelation.
The answer.
But that was a question to you. You're the one who basically heard it fucking true. Remember your grandma? I just read that story